Hello, can you hear us? Is there audio now? Because I'm sorry, we had a some technical issues earlier. So, hi everybody.
Hey everyone,
This
happy
is
Sunday.
Maria.
So thank you for tuning in to
Yes,
Talk Alley.
hopefully we have our audio is back now. I might. And of course, Kong Hei Pat Choi.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy Lunar New Year, of course. 2023 is Lunar New Year, right, Mike?
Yes,
Yes. Happy Lunar New Year from Talk Alley.
yes.
Wow,
From
we're so
the
pumped up.
from the Yellow Earth Dragon.
I
It's
wonder
me.
if we have audio now. Yeah, we have audio. Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much. And of course, Mike,
Yes,
happy Sunday. And um, thank you everyone for tuning in to Talk Alley.
yes. So yes, Maria, New Year, a new start. That's why we have in our lineup of individuals have some accomplished to their work or
Yeah.
have contributed to the community, their art, music, love, and kindness, and
Okay,
so much
yes.
more to make
Yeah,
the
it's going
world.
to be an exciting year. Already, we have two CEOs for
Yes.
our front runners in on Talk Alley. We interviewed two CEOs last two episodes of 2023, and of course, for collaborations and sponsorship, please drop us a message via our page or email us at talkalley.regional@gmail.com.
Yes. So before we begin introducing our guest Maria, this episode is of course supported by SMDC. Every single day, SM touches the lives and millions of people through its stores, malls, banks, hotels, and leisure facilities. Now Filipinos can live in style, comfort, and convenience with SM Development Corporation.
A quick dip just outside.
Grocery needs? Just a short stroll.
Coming home? Just a ride away.
Live closer to the things that matter to you. Premier living within reach at Light 2 Residences from SMDC.
For inquiries, please contact us here as well at TalkAlley by sending us a message. You may also email us at talkalley.original@gmail.com for more information. So if you have questions and our guests, please write them in our comments section. And of course, you can now support our show by sending us stars. Also, please do follow our page. We also have an Instagram account, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter. So, for our guest of today, um, she's been based in France. She joined TFC in 2000, host of K-World,
Okay.
and an EU's executive producer in 2017. Currently, she is the region coordinator and host of a new TFC show called Barang BRTY. So she finished her Bachelor of Mass Communication degree in St. Paul, Quezon City, and worked with companies like Nokia Philippines and Smart Communications. She's been living in Paris since 2014 and currently works as a project assistant within the Unit of Artificial Intelligence in Education in an international specialized agency. An advocate of women's rights, green economics, and financial literacy, she graduated from Ateneo Leadership and Social Entrepreneurship Program. Welcome to Talk Alley, the bright and beautiful Miss D. Aquinado. Hello, D.
Hi, Dee.
Hi,
Can you hear us?
Mike. Hi, Maria. So
Hello.
sorry. Yes, I can hear you clearly, but I'm also having some technical issues on my side, so I am really sorry about that. I've tried very hard. And
No,
I
it's
think that
okay.
that's
We
actually
know
the
the
theme.
feeling.
Exactly. See that those are some of the simple hard things that women are struggling with right now. Technical
Exactly.
difficulties.
My brain is about to burst here. It's like, what is happening?
Yes.
Good afternoon to both of you.
Switch this one because we cannot hear.
Okay.
I think.
I can't hear Maria. There you go. I think you're on mute.
Hello? How do you
There
can
you
you
go. I can hear
hear?
you clearly now, Ate.
Yes, because Mike keeps on tinkering with technical stuff, in the middle of the show. So it shouldn't go. I
It's
don't know.
okay.
Anyway,
It's
yeah,
part of it. Don't worry. It's part
yeah.
of it.
So how's the weather in Paris right now?
Today, of course, it's -1. It's really cold, and what can I say? It's a bit gloomy, but then again, we're us all waiting for winter to end, and come springtime and summer. So yeah, but everything's okay. How about you there in Germany?
Oh my God, it snowed yesterday, and it's kind of when it snows, it's not that cold though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's not as much as the breeze that comes in when it's really 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 cold. But if it's snowing, it's just -1, so everything is okay. And
Same here in
yeah,
France.
it
Yeah.
keeps snowing actually. We're surprised. Yeah, we're surprised that it started to snow. So how long have you been living in France?
I've been living in France since 2014, so that's around 8 years already, as far as I can remember. I arrived here also. That's an autumn, around autumn. So yeah, almost 8 years already here in France.
Okay. And how's it working out for you?
8 years. Like
Eight
almost when I
years,
came to Germany, or almost the same.
almost the same. No,
Almost the
but
same as me. Yeah, we arrived together in Europe. Yes. So
pareho
why
pala.
France? Why did you decide to move to France?
It's actually not about the career decision, but more on, di ba yung sinasabi nila na pag-ibig. It's all about love.
Ooh.
Yes, so
Okay.
that's the only reason why I'm here. And then eventually, I'm in France and life is
You
treating me very,
found
very good so far. Yes,
exactly. You found your way on how to go about things in France, right? Same. I have the
that's
same
true.
reasons for coming to Germany as well.
So hindi
We have the same.
nagkakalayo. We have the same
Yeah,
story.
exactly the same story. I came here, of course, because he's from here. He grew up here. He's like full German, and now everyone is German except for me.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want to change yet. It's I'm still the minority here in my household, so I'm still Filipino. Yeah, and maybe in the future I will might change my mind, and so anyway, if you have questions with our guests, please write them in the comment section. And of course, you can now support our show by sending stars, and please do follow our page. We also have an Instagram account, TikTok, and YouTube channel, so you can watch more of the shows that you might have missed.
So, Dee, living abroad must be different as compared to having a career in the Philippines. I mean, having to meet deadlines, organizing. What are the challenges for you in balancing work and life? Yeah, but before you answer that, let's
Yeah.
have a short break.
Yes.
Okay.
For your door-to-door balikbayan cargo service here in Germany, contact the reliable and affordable Filipino business balikbayan cargo and Pinoy online store. You can find the ticker down here below running. This is an online store also. They deliver to any destinations in the Philippines. They are located at Bernhard-Sporer-Straße 21 in Öhringen, Germany. Also call them at 07941 96 Email them at filipino-business.de for more information.
So of course, Dee knows it's that every single day SM touches the lives of millions of people through its stores, malls, banks, hotels, and leisure facilities. Now, Filipinos can live in style, comfort, and convenience with SM Development Corporation. For inquiries, you may actually, when you're in France, you can contact Dee as well. And of course, you can send us your inquiries at talkali.original@gmail.com for more information. Now, back to our hanging question. What was
Yes,
your hanging question, Mike?
now back to the main
Yeah.
questions. Yes, so how do you balance work and life?
Yeah.
Actually, it's a very good question, no? But before that, living abroad really does not mean, living the dream. I don't know if you agree with that. Pero being a Filipina abroad is not really an easy thing, just as, it's difficult to be an overseas Filipino in a foreign land, diba? Wherever part of the globe you may be. There's always a language barrier, there's always a culture differences, and of course, like aside from that, yung pagtitrabaho, like looking for employment, that's one. But for me, I think you said that the balancing, right? The balancing of work and life. I mean, very different. We all wear different hats every day. When we're at work or whenever we are at home, we all wear different hats. The demands also of work and life, it can actually overwhelm us. So like today, like paano ko ba sasabihin? Like I just came from a shoot. Pero kaninang morning, I was doing this, like I'm really, really looking at the questions, and then after that, I have a shoot, and then after this, the TalkAlley interview. And after that, I still have a meeting with SMDC clients. So, parang it's very overwhelming. But then again, for me, I think most of what we can do really is ang daling sabihin, but it's more on time management. You have to, let's say, donate your time and expertise on each. Parang for me, I wake up around 5:30 in the morning. If some people actually wakes up like 7 or 8, and then after that, diretso trabaho. I usually wake up around 5:30, and then I do my personal stuff. So it's like bit quiet, calm, and then no one's bothering me, or so I'm just having my coffee and trying to start my personal stuff around that time. And then from there, from 9 to, let's say, 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 is more about work. So I'll focus on work. So I think it's more on really, the demands of personal life, and then adding pa yung ating mga accommodate. We have to accommodate like friends and family, and then it's actually eating up our work time. So it's challenging, but I know balancing work life is essential. So more on really on time management, and maybe it's more on learning to say yes or no to things. Let's say if something came up, para sa akin, if it's an extracurricular activity, it's more on I have to justify it. The demand is you have to justify it, whether what do I gain from doing it, what is the price I have to pay, or who else will gain from what I'm gonna do. So there. So for me, more on that aspect.
Okay, thank
So
you.
I'm
sagutin,
curious. I'm curious. You're in France right now. So how do you describe French people? How are they similar to Filipinos?
Okay. How will I describe French people? I'm French, so I should be answering in a very polite way. What can I say? French people, they're very, yeah, they're very polite, to be honest. Whenever you see someone, let's say, even if you're buying outside, like even if you're buying a bread or something outside, you have to say bonjour or hello, kahit hindi mo kakilala, if even if you don't know the person. And then of course at the end, there's always a merci or thank you. So I can say they're a bit polite, but most of the French people I know, hello, friends, they're very direct, they're very frank. Unlike us Filipinos, let's say, for example, there's um, like a fight, or maybe he, in a way, offended you, he or she offended you and said something um, not nice, sabihin natin. What happens is, for the French people, they just say it directly, and then after a few minutes, it's done, you know? But for us Filipinos, what we usually do is we keep it inside. Like, okay, and then that's where the tampo, that's where, and then, but then again, we're gonna say to them, like, okay, I'm okay. Don't worry about me, I'm fine. So that's the difference. Like, we keep it for a very, very long time, but for the French people, it's like 1 minute, I'm gonna tell you this is what I don't like about you, and after that, back to normal. So yeah, I think that's one of those differences that I could I could really share to you guys.
Is the work environment more relaxed, like what we see in Emily in Paris?
I mean,
No,
it,
far from it.
to be honest with you, I've only seen the first season, but after
Okay,
that I'm done. I'm not telling. I mean, it's a
it's
fiction.
just
I
too
mean,
real.
it's exactly, it's a fictional character.
Yeah,
It's a fiction story, pero in a way, it doesn't really represent um, what
the
Paris,
immigrant.
exactly, the immigrants, or the French people itself, or the environment. They actually, it's more on glamorizing Paris. It,
Yes.
but this, you should see what, I mean, the real life. You know, you should see what it is in Paris. Like, it's not easy. People just think that it's, when you go to Paris, it's all about vacation. It's all about, oh, they're earning a lot of money and stuff. But it's
Designers.
exactly. And then they're all wearing like glamorous clothes, more on every fashion week, you know. But it's not the real Paris, or maybe it's not the real Germany, or maybe it's not the real, you know. So it's different. But I mean, it's a fictional story, so it's really it's not being justified.
So maybe before Maria was asking me two questions, I wanted to follow up on the work-life balance that you have. So after you chase the schedules, and you're definitely a powerhouse. How do you reward yourself, or how do you um,
Ah,
like your rewarding system? Like, how do you take care of yourself?
how do I take care of myself? That's a good question. Because you see, work here in Paris is like time is euro. It's more of that, you know. So we always tend to work really hard, even overtime, and then at the end of the day, you'll be burned out. So
Mhm.
the best thing that I can say is really to prioritize your health, and pay attention to when I mean, pay attention to yourself. Be kind to yourself. So it's more of for me, it's more of exercising, really, like, how do I say? First is exercising. So in the morning, what I do is really go to the gym. People will tell me, like, what time do you usually go to the gym? And then I said, like, 7 a.m. So they're a bit surprised because what? Because I'm an early riser. So what can I do? So that's 7 a.m. And after that, I mean, I really like donate time. Like, let's say 1 hour. I give myself time, like 1 hour, to check maybe Facebook and then scroll, or maybe just 30 minutes. And then after that, I mean, you have to really balance and set aside those unnecessary things. And then after that, like, in a way, ano ba bang ginagawa ko? It's more of disconnecting and unplugging at the end of the day, na parang work, you have to leave it the workplace. When you reach home, it's more on your personal stuff that you have to do. It's more on your me time. So you have to focus on yourself for you to be able to, function and work properly, diba? So that's for me. So disconnect, learn to say no. Don't. I mean, for us Filipinos, we always say yes kasi. We tend to always parang utang na loob. Sorry for the word, but that's the word itself, utang na loob. Pero it's more of you have to say no because you don't have to compromise or you don't have, because at the end of the day, it's always the expectations. You have to manage expectations also. So if you say yes to something, then of course you have to give 100%. But the thing is, can you do it? So dami mong trabaho, like you're working like for 9, 12 hours. Can you still do it? So for me, it's learning no as well. So yeah,
Okay,
that's all.
thank you.
So what's your favorite part in living abroad?
My favorite part. Um, ano ba? Ang dami. For me, more than, di ba parang sa Germany, di ba parang more than the incredible landmarks, the delectable cuisine, and more on, let's say, the rich culture and their customs and all. I think it's more on not about the scenery, but more than that is more of, I've learned a lot of new skills out of the
Mhm.
necessity. Parang when you go abroad, I think it's not the favorite part, but then again, you learn a lot of things, you acquire a lot of skills. Na parang when you were still in the Philippines, you haven't even done that, or you haven't even acquired those things. Let's say like being independent, being reliant to yourself, or you rely on yourself, and then ano pa ba? Here, I've learned. Let's say, for example, my favorite part is way back in the Philippines, I used, of course, to take the public, like take the taxi most of the time, or lagi ka nakakotse. You always bring your car because why? It's a traffic and all. Pero when you're here in France, we actually tend to enjoy walking more and taking the public transportation than using a car. So you see, like maybe they're also in
That's
Germany. It's
right.
the same thing.
It's the same for me. I think the basic things that people need, like
Yeah.
in general, the public needs, is being given by the government. I like that. I like the
Yeah.
how easy it is to travel from one place to another.
True.
The benefit that also the government is giving back to the people, and our taxes is being taken care of, and we can see that
Yeah.
actually. Yeah,
I agree with you. I
actually.
agree with you. Yes, also here in France, I think, I mean, kasi the question is living abroad, diba? Pero specifically here in France, what I really like is more of also the French security, social security, more of, let's say, free public schools. I mean, most of it, here. So parang when you bring your family here, it's like you're very well taken care of. But of course, there are also the disadvantage, like the taxes, which are very high, and the strikes. Like
Yes, in France, yeah, you have that monthly
uh,
strike there, right? The Grab.
exactly. The other day we had a strike, so that's why I was working from home. So see, I mean, there are advantages and disadvantages, but at the end of the day, I mean, I'm just glad I'm here in France, and I'm very grateful that I have work here, I have my family here. So yeah, I mean, that's life. C'est la vie.
Yeah. So I guess one of that was about to be our next question. Are the things that you don't like when
Yes, the least favorite part.
your
Let
least
me.
favorite part of living abroad?
Well, I just said it. Maybe the strikes and the French bureaucracy. It's more of always the administrative work. Dito sa France kasi it's more of always papers, like parang everything is now digital. But then again, when you go to the, let's say we call it prefecture or mairie, you have to have everything in one folder. Like maybe even your documents 10 years before pa. 10 years ago, you have to bring it with you. What else? I mean, nga, maybe aside from the French bureaucracy is sorry, French people, or the French culture. Here in France, also, I think it's more of ano ba? Customer.
Are they
I
less
mean,
discriminating?
I couldn't
To
really. I mean,
Yeah,
discriminating is a bit, it's a strong word.
strong. Yes,
Yeah, it's a strong
but you
word.
haven't experienced it
I
directly.
haven't. I haven't. I
Ah,
haven't so far. I haven't. Yeah.
yes.
For me, also maybe more on customer service because here the customers whenever you go inside a store, let's say for example in a store or um, even in a restaurant, let's say for example, you're not in the Philippines, customers, you're the king and queen, you
Yes.
know. But here it's the other way around. So
Right.
parang yeah, like you'll hear complaints, you'll hear a lot of things. Yeah, exactly. So it's a bit. Yeah, I mean, you have to get used to it. See if you're gonna live here for good. So there. And what else? I mean, when it comes to the workplace, naman kasi I'm just grateful that even if it's an international organization with diverse um, diverse nationalities, different nationalities, cultures. I mean, there's always like respect. There's the respect. There's the treating each other as equal. So I don't really feel the discrimination or the inequality so far, which I'm thankful for. Yeah.
Okay. So, what skills, according to you, are necessary for a successful life and career abroad?
The skills. Well, for me, as a Filipino, of course, we are resilient, diba? Parang it's an overly used word, resiliency. I think it's just in our blood that whenever there is a challenge or there is a diversity, we'll always rise up and emerge victorious in everything, even if we're in a different in a foreign land. So I think more on resiliency and kilala rin tayo. We're very known for being hardworking people, efficient as well, and also resourceful. So yun lang. And also for me, the skills you should always be adaptable also. Kasi we are in parang we're welcoming ourselves in a new world. Whole new world, whole new set of culture, whole new set of people. So with diverse backgrounds. So I think it's more of being adaptable and acknowledging um, differences. So yun lang. And
Okay.
of course, Filipinos always have a competitive edge anywhere in the world. You see,
That's true.
so we always talaga rise up.
Okay. So, what do you think about work ethics and what kind of ethics you believe in following while working in France?
Working in France, work ethics, kasi it means like it's your relationship you have with your work and how you value it and the importance of it, diba? I mean, there are so many work ethics, but I mean specifically here in France, it's just that as what I've mentioned earlier, you have to be polite. The way you greet people, the way you address them, and at the end there's always the mandatory thank you in the end, because I think French people and also the French offices here, they value more on the formality and
Okay.
yeah, like exactly the value formality and ano pa ba, like ano bang work ethics, I think it's more on being presentable as well. So and yeah, I mean being presentable as well in anywhere you go, like if you meet French people, they're especially in business or at work, they're always like really dressed up. So parang kailangan mo talaga magbihis din, diba? No, parang it's a bit intimidating, but what can we do? We're in France. Or I'm
Speaking
in
of
France.
BS, Dee is such an influencer. She represents a lot in France, BDO, TFC, SMDC, and so much more. I cannot name everything. I mean, she's representing something about. She has I think, a program now, campaign for education. So that's another brand that she's representing. So how do you describe your personal style? How do you maintain being an influencer?
It's actually hard to answer that question. I was thinking earlier, what am I mean, to be honest with you, I am not an influencer. I
Yes,
I
you
don't
are.
I don't
As much
really
as you
like
can. can I disagree or agree on that. You actually are. Once you are, you're out in the public most of the time. You
That's
represent
true.
brands because the brands they believe in you, and they people see you that you're out there representing these brands, and these brands believe in you because there's something in you that they want to project. So you influence people to come to this brand. So what is it? What's your
What is
personal
it?
style? What is it?
No,
What you
to be honest, I have no idea. Pero I think whenever I approach naman people, 'di ba? Parang there's always respect. The value
Yes.
of, respect. There's always I don't know, it's always a po and opo. Maybe that's one thing that always gets to them.
I think
And
for me, I think I can see it already. Dee is such a lovely person to talk to. She has such a positive,
thank you.
that attracts a lot of people. Positivity attracts people as well. In a way that they see it in her. She's independent, and she tries her best to do the right things for her work and for her life. So I think that's already, a
Thank
good
you.
influence to a lot of individuals who are trying to achieve the same things as you have already.
Thank you,
So
Ate. Thank you, Ate. I think it's more
I'm so
also.
proud.
You're so proud. No, I think also, I mean, I just like to thank this opportunity. Take this opportunity also to say thank you, no, to you, to Mike, and also to sa lahat po ng kakilala ko din, no. I mean, I think it's more of gaining their trust. I think it's more on, be the authentic you kasi. Parang it's always like that to me. Na you don't have to show them this or that character just because, but all you have to do is just be true to yourself, be true to who you are. I mean, even the brands, the clothes, they do not define us, or they do not define you. So for me, just be comfortable with who you are, with what you have, and just be kind to people, 'di ba? Just be nice to them. Parang wala namang masama kung maging mabait tayo sa tao. So, yun lang po for me.
I super agree. Agree with that, of course. Kindness
So,
really goes a long
Yeah.
way. So, Dee, how do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years?
Alam mo, with this question, I feel like I'm in an
And you're five
interview.
years pa lang.
Sabi ko parang ang hirap sumagot. No, I mean,
That's
to be
true, no?
honest,
People, that's just a simple question. Yeah.
it's a
People
very
are
simple
curious. What do
question.
you see yourself? Yeah.
No, to tell you honestly, parang if people will ask you that, it's a very simple question, but it's very very hard to
Hard to
think of an
answer.
answer,
Exactly.
diba? Because in a way, to be honest, it's hard to envision yourself with in the next 10 years or even 5 years. 2 years kaya pa, but 5, 10 years, I'm not really sure. It's a really bit scary. It's a bit scary to think about it. And in a way, when I think of plus 10 years, I'm already 50 at that time. So what,
Yeah.
so, well, all I could say maybe is hoping that in the next 10 years, um,
Mm-hmm.
I hope that I have already made, a positive impact or influence, not just in my career, but also in my community and also in the society. I mean, as part of ALSE also, I don't know if you have that in Germany. It's always, going back to our roots and more on serving or being men and women for others. So for me, it's always yun lang, simple lang, pero yung may impact ka lang siguro, may nagawa ka, even the smallest things, hindi man siya ganon kalaki sa mata ng iba, but maybe to one person it is. So, it could be just an individual or a society, I don't know, but hoping that in the next 10 years, that would be it. Yeah.
so, what advice would you give to those who want to become or start a career in France?
In France, nako, ang hirap. Hindi, biro lang, wait, wala yung camera ko. Um, for me, it takes a lot of, you know, guts and also patience, and have the introspection. Parang you have to really think of what you want. When you go to France, or not just in France, but when you want to live abroad in another country, um, you have to fully immerse yourself with their culture, diba? With their ano ba, customs, with their sayings. So you have to be really fully immersed, and you have to have that open mind and be adaptive to the environment. And of course, as a Filipino again, nandun yung kaya mo na parang anywhere you'll be placed in the world, you know that you can do it. So all you have to do is trust yourself. And then ano lang din po, it's more of um, being stay humble pa rin, and go back to your roots, and look for people who has the same mentality as you, because at the end of the day you always have to have that support system, diba? So yun for me. I hope I answered everything well.
Of course you did. Wonderfully. Of course,
Parang kasing
before we end our conversation.
Parang kasi nasa interview, ate. It's like I'm in an interview, so parang kailangan
No, we're
sumagot.
just having a conversation to naman. And before we end that, we have a few fun questions that's nothing to do with anything.
Okay.
That's fun.
Okay.
Okay, our first question, if you were a flavor, what would you be and why?
A flavor.
Flavor.
Caramel beurre salé.
Uy, caramel.
No, I mean, salted caramel. Oh, diba?
I love that too. I always buy that, no, sa ice cream.
Yeah, ice cream.
Diba? You can't get enough. Parang, yun. You can't get enough.
That's I'm on a diet now.
Me too. We all ate a lot during the holidays. So, yeah.
Right. And next
So, second
question.
question. If you have a superpower, what would it be?
To be invisible. Invisibility.
Yeah.
Diba? Pero let's say if you're in a situation where you will already melt just because of, let's say, kahihiyan or embarrassment or whatever, it's like, oops, poof, I'm gone.
Or you're like a spy. You can just
Yeah.
hear what everyone's talking about you.
Exactly.
Next question. If you were given a chance to speak to anyone living or dead, who would it be?
Living or dead? Aside, of course, from my grandmother, I would definitely talk to Maya Angelou. I mean, she's one of those women who I really look up to. So I don't even know what question to ask, but maybe just say thank you because of her. There's women, right? So yeah, Maya Angelou.
We learned a lot from Maya Angelou.
Yeah.
And the last question, Mike.
Last question.
And this is the most interesting
Yes,
question.
if you were to describe your life in a song right now, what
My
song
God.
would it be? And you have to sing it.
Oh my God, it's so hard. When it comes to
Everyone
songs,
did it.
everyone did it. Okay, let me just
Like
check my
everyone.
playlist.
Everyone. Literally. As blinded.
No, because lately I haven't. You see, the thing is, lately when I'm on my Spotify, it's more of the classical songs I've listened in the metro. So let's check one. Sorry,
Don't
I
worry
have
about
to.
it. We're excited to hear it. What would it be? Is it in French or English?
No, if it's one song, sorry, ate.
It's a
If it's
French
one
song.
song that represents me or my life right now,
Yes, your life right now.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's your
this-
life right now.
Okay, it's gonna be an Ed Sheeran Yeba song, Best Part of Me, or a James Reid song. Sorry, I'm a fan of James Reid, On Top.
I'm just read. Okay. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
a fan of them also with him and Nadine before, but
Me
they
too.
broke up. So okay, life moves on.
Exactly.
We
So yeah,
move
top on
So,
top.
yeah.
Stage is yours.
So what was it? We didn't hear anything. What was the song?
It's if it's a James Reid song, it's On Top.
So what's the chorus of that song? I can't hear you.
Oh my God. I just want you, and I just want you On top of me. On top, medyo sensual.
Okay lang. Kasi Jake Sweet naman on top of you.
Correct.
Why not?
Why not?
Why
I'm
not,
all
diba?
in.
So, Dee, thank you so much for being with us. I know we had a rough start.
I know.
Thank you for your
But we
time.
made it through. Yay! As always, we always make it on top.
Exactly. On top. Exactly.
Yeah.
Always women on top. So thank you so much
Okay.
also, Mike and Maria. And also to those who I know a lot of people watch us. A lot. Like
Yes. Yes,
11,000
yes,
people.
actually. Normally, after this, a lot of people abroad they watch after the show because probably they
True.
don't have time because our we
Working.
usually get lots of views after. So yeah, they rewatch it, and of course, say thank you to all the people who's been supporting you all these years.
Yes, maraming salamat po. I've seen some questions also in the comment section. So, hello to Ate Belle and Nini and who else. Thank you for saying who is this? Eni Rektak? Eni, you're so pretty. So, thank you for that. But yeah, unang-una maraming salamat. Thank you, merci beaucoup. To all those people na nagtitiwala, to all those who believe in me, still believing in me, in my kakayahan and everything. I'd like also to greet my family here in France, in the Philippines, and also those like video, definitely SMDC, to all associations like Ateneo, Leadership and Social Entrepreneurship. Pinoy Jam, that's one of my associations. It's more music. And of course, to I don't know. Even if I don't know you, if you see me or bump me in the road, just say hi. And mabait naman po ako. I don't really bite. So, yeah. Maraming salamat sa tiwala.
Yes, she is definitely. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
the rest
Wish
of
you
your
all the
Sunday.
best for your
Yeah.
future endeavors.
Thank
And of
you.
course,
Thank you,
enjoy the
Mike.
rest of
Thank
your
you,
Sunday.
Maria.
Bye, Dee.
Exactly. Oh, sorry. Forgot. SMDC. Don't forget. So, there po.
Yay! Yeah.
Bye-bye. Have a great Sunday. Ciao.
As well.
Thank
Bye.
you.
So.
And of course, yeah, that was very lovely of Dee, and I really like her. She's so adorable. You just can't help but just smile every time she speaks, right?
Yes.
So anyway, Mike, we have a winner from last week's giveaway, right?
Yes, and
So-
our winner. Da-da-da-da-da. Wait, can I do this here? Applause.
Applause.
This
Can
is
you
work?
hear the applause? I can't hear anything.
Well then, drum rolls.
Someone is applauding. Okay,
And then
so.
our giveaway winner from last week is Juliata Lippe. She will be given our voucher.
Yeah, from which one?
Yes, from our sponsor, Filipino Business Balikbayan Cargo and Pinoy Online Store. They deliver to any destinations in the Philippines. They are located at Bernhard's Forest Straße 21 in Erlangen. So you can also email them at welcome@filipino-business.de for more information, or check out their webpage filipino-business.de.
So of course, if
So-
you want to win this voucher again,
Yes.
giveaway for this episode, you just have to like or comment in our episode in
Yes.
our Facebook page.
And this is how it goes. So it only applies to residents of
Germany, of
only.
course.
So watch our live broadcast and get a chance to win. First, share and like our page, of course, and then tag 3 of your friends in the comment section of our latest episode. And to get one of these
And we will
vouchers.
keep in touch with you by asking you your address. Of course, Miss Lolita, if you're watching right now, I know because you responded. Thank you for watching us, and I will just send you a message to get your address so you can send me your voucher. Congratulations again. And of course, that's our show for this week. And
Yes.
next week, we're going to have. Wait, who is our guest next week?
Yes.
Sorry.
In the meanwhile, while she's looking for a guest, of
Okay,
course, we would also
it's
like to thank.
Miss Dahlia Oswald. She's an organizer, and they have a really big event here in Germany soon, and she'll be announcing it next week. So we'll be meeting you next week, Miss Dahlia Oswald, here on TalkAlley.
Yes, and we also would like to thank our sponsors, SMDC. Every single day, SM touches the lives of millions of people through its malls, banks, hotels, and leisure facilities. Now Filipinos can live in style, comfort, and convenience with SM Development Corporation. For inquiries, please contact us and let us know at TalkAlley by sending us a message. You may also email us at talkalley.original@gmail.com for more information.
A quick dip just outside.
Grocery needs? Just a short stroll.
Coming home just a ride away.
Live closer to the things that matter to you. Premier living within reach at Light 2 Residences from SMDC.
And yes, we also would like again to thank our listeners and viewers for tuning in for this episode 93. Women can do hard things, yes. And we wish all of you a happy Sunday and a good start into the next week.
Yes.
Yes, and then Maria.
Yes, I'm trying to respond to people. So anyway, thank you so much for being with us, and we'll see you again next week on Talk Out.
Yes, this is Mike.
And this is Maria.
This is TalkAlley. Bye.
Bye.